So our first video on writing resumes, this is a two-part video. The second one will come next. But before you even start writing a resume, it's important to look at how to structure it. I'm of the opinion, and this is what I used to do with my year 11s and 12s, anyone that writes a resume that's more than 4 pages, unless it's a professional position like a mayor of the city of whatever, or a lawyer or something like that, I really don't think you should be writing CVs. Remember the 30-second rule. People only look at resumes for 30 seconds. I know in our organisation we've advertised for jobs before, and on a 30-day period we get 3 or 4 people a day, so you know, there's no way the people that are examining those resumes and letters are looking at them in depth for hours on end or anything. 30-second rule sort of just says that people will only look at a resume for a maximum of 30 seconds. If you're in the top few going for a job, maybe people will read it properly, or the majority of it maybe for a minute and a half or something. But remember that people only look at it and briefly look at it. So the front page, whatever's on the front page, is the most important thing. Now, 3 most important things I think you have in a resume: details, job or employment history, and your qualifications. If you don't have many qualifications, if you don't have much of a job history but you've got qualifications, that should go first. Whatever's most important should go under your details. These sections should take up the first page, maybe a page and a little bit. Not much more than that. Remember, with job history, it should only be the last few jobs that you did the last, say, 10 years, unless it's directly related to the position you're applying for. If you're going for a job as, let's say, a teacher or a teacher aide, and you write in there that, well, I worked at a florist for 5 years in 1986, useless. It was a waste of space. Details should be very simple: name, age, date of birth, address, phone number, those types of things. Contact numbers are the most important. People need to know that they can just go, bam, how are you? Want to come in to do a day's worth of relief work. Job history, again, keep it simple, keep it relevant the last 10 years, or employment history. So you might say, such and such a high school, teacher aide, year 3 to 6, literacy and numeracy assistant as well, or something like that. But keep it real simple, 3 simple, well-structured lines, and don't go on and on and on about all the different little jobs you did. Keep it simple so that people know exactly what you did, then they can move on to the next one. And then your qualifications. You know, you went to this particular organisation, you did this particular qualification, you did it in this year, and it's nationally accredited. You've done your first aid, you've done your manual handling, you've done, say, you know, whatever other courses you've done, but keep it real simple and make sure it's relevant as well. You can have a small section where you talk about things that might not be relevant. For example, if you've done business courses and you're applying for a teacher aide position, because you know, it's good to have people in an organisation that know how to write and how to use computers and things like that. So you may consider putting that in there. Now, some of the things that are important, possibly, I don't really know, depending. Obviously, you need a couple of references. References are a thing that if you don't have them, people wonder why you don't have them, but if they're there, they don't really look at them, and sometimes I'll just see, well, is your references related to your job history? If it's not, that could be a problem. Generally 2 is enough. Make sure you think about who you use, and remember that the great majority of people only use references to prove that you exist and that you are who that you say you are. For example, a lot of businesses are worried that if you're applying for a job that you're not actually working for the competition. Interests. If you want to put your hobbies down, you know, you like surfing, playing guitar and going for walks, well, that makes you sound like a bum who lives on the beach. Be really careful about what you put down as interests if you need to put it in there. I'm not so sure you want to, unless it's directly related to the job you're actually doing. Like if you're applying to be a horticulturalist, for example, you'd put down, well, you like gardening, you like animals and all that kind of stuff. Okay, and licenses. If you need to put down that you've got a car license, maybe you could even put that under details. That's always a good idea. Or if you're in an industry like construction where you have to have your working at heights and confined space, all that kind of stuff, that's obviously an important thing. You probably put that up here then. If that's a super important thing, you need that to get a particular job, well, that probably should go higher up the top. Okay. Think carefully about how you're going to structure your resume. A well-structured resume and a well-thought-out resume looks to the person reading it that you're organised, that you're going to be on time, and it reflects on your personality as someone that's going to be professional as opposed to one that's sort of thrown together and all over the place. Okay?